Hi guys, we're going to talk about writing equations. Remember the equation that you might see on several different assignments this week. It's like a balance, so you want to make sure that both sides are balanced. Of course, you have all of these tools. You might recognize this from 7th grade. You should recognize it from 7th grade. So what we see here is x plus 4 equals 9. So some number plus 4 equals 9. Remember, you have to do the additive inverse. And you have to isolate the variable. So you want to get that x by itself. And in order to get the x by itself, I have to get rid of the 4. How do I get rid of the 4? I do the inverse. So instead of adding 4, I subtract 4 from both sides. I bring down my variable. That cancels out my equal sign. And I have 5. Okay, so that's a one-step equation for adding or subtracting. Let's look at the next page. Remember, our homework right now just had to do with adding or subtracting or multiplying or dividing. Tomorrow we will work on both two-step equations. Okay, so here we go again. This is how we solve it. X equals 5. If I wanted to check my work, I could just say, well, if x equals 5, 5 plus 4 does equal 9. So that works out in this example. Okay, the next one, these represent x's. So how many do we have? We have 3 of these. We have 3 of these little, I don't know, weights. Okay, and then we have these gold weights here. We have negatives and positives. So to see this as a model, this represents 6 equals x plus 1. So x plus 1 equals 6, or 1 plus a number equals 6. Again, I need to isolate my variable, so I need to get the x on one side of the balance, which is the equation. That means I need to get rid of the 1. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. A positive 1 and a negative 1 cancels out. 6 minus 1 is 5. Now I have 5 equals x. So if I want to check my work, 6 equals 5 plus 1. Does that work out? Yes, it does. Sorry about that. Just got an email. Okay, again, let's see how they do it. Same way we show our work, because we're showing that we're balancing out each side of the equation to isolate our variable. Okay, to undo addition, you do the additive inverse, so you subtract. To undo subtraction, you add. Okay, and this is the same for multiplication and division. If you want to undo division, you multiply, and to undo multiplication, you divide. So let's look at some sample problems. Here, some number plus 6 equals 12. So I do the additive inverse, and I get x equals 6. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. You do these examples and then check your work. Okay, hopefully you pause your video. And now let's work through these. So I see subtracting 12, so I'm going to add 12 to both sides. That gives me 24. So 24 minus 12 does give me 12. Okay. Okay, so guys, make sure you follow your notes and you use your steps. If you have any questions, make sure you come prepared to class, have your homework done, and we can go over them tomorrow. Have a good evening, and I will see you on tomorrow. See you on tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Don't forget you have a quiz on Friday.